Hello and welcome to another cast of Supreme Commander with these players, Horse and Aesthetic, and on this map, Point of Reach. Both of these players are, they're pretty skilled players, both in the top 100, Aesthetic in the top 50, but these players are reasonably closely positioned to each other. And more of a standard build. We got the 4 mexes, we got the hydrocarbon, we get a P-Gen first before the mex, the P-Gen given some adjacency bonus. Let's see if Horse is doing the same thing. No, Horse is doing something slightly different. He's going for his mexes first and then the hydrocarbon. So that is how these players are doing it. This map I've always personally found very difficult to play. It's very challenging, very demanding. You've got these 4 separate islands. These 2 which are supposed to be yours, these 2 which are supposed to be the enemies, and you're supposed to fight them. Going naval on this map, you might not be surprised to learn, is fairly important. Harassing your opponent is important too. And the air game here is important also. So there's a lot of things that are really important in this map that you have to keep control of. We should expect to see the ACUs marching towards these islands here, that camp of mexes, to try and secure those islands, and then more of the harass for these 2 islands over here as they go forward. The hydrocarbon coming down. I like the space of the mexes, so there's less explodey when the explodies happen, because it's Supreme Commander and explodies do happen. So yeah, just getting the eco macro up. We should see some transports coming out soon. It'll be fun to see if each player is trying to build some interceptors to try and intercept each other's transports. That'll be fun. So that's the name of the game. You want to spread your faction, your faction across the map like a plague as quickly as possible, while obviously trying to prevent your opponent from doing exactly the same thing. Like most games in Supreme Commander, you're trying to kill the enemy. So yeah, mass P-Gens around the air factory, no surprises there. Should be seeing exactly the same thing over here. Being supported. What you build then? You build an air transport, and air transport is coming out of Aesthetic first. An interceptor coming out from Horse first, so the interceptor and the scout. Ooh, another scout. So this interceptor is definitely going to be looking for the transport of Aesthetic, and let's hope he finds it. Well, do I hope he finds it? I mean, I want him to find it. He's bringing some, oh, there's a flare or a match that can't. I think that's a flare there, just for some assistances. But is Horse going to find it? I like the way he's doing it. He split up his aircraft. He split them up. So with this patrol route, I mean, he definitely knows. He's definitely looking for it. He's definitely looking for it. He doesn't find it. He misses it. Oh, that's... you gotta feel that's a little bit unlucky. His aircraft were on the in the right places, looking for the right things. He just doesn't find it. So now his... unfortunately his air transport now is delayed. He needs to start building his one too, and start sending that to conquer his islands. His ACU hasn't started moving yet, nor has Aesthetic. He's found the engineer, but he hasn't found the transport. It's over there, I found it. Oh, it's easy when you're an observer. Playing a little bit of the airlock game, so that's nice. Air factory's paused, that'll be for energy reasons. So he's found the transport. Okay, he's found it, but it's dropped the payload, so it's, I mean, yeah, you kill it, but that's not what these interceptors were for. These interceptors were here to kill the transport before it landed, and they failed in the mission, and I hope they feel guilty and bad about themselves for it. No. Mental health is important, and we all need to feel good about ourselves and how we do, even if we are a little interceptor. I don't know if that's true at all. Interceptors don't have feelings. These ones do, because they feel bad. Okay. But we're coming out. I'm surprised that Horse isn't building the transport. Oh, here it is. I found that too. Okay, what I am surprised is that the ACUs aren't moving out. That's generally something that I've seen often, and it's been effective. The ACU is only worth 2 engineers in terms of build power, so... And he can lock down the island almost by himself. So for me it's worth it. But these guys, I'm going to suggest or think that they know better than me. I'd love to learn the reason why they aren't in the ACU. The only thing I can think of is that it becomes too vulnerable in their position by themselves, because around the 50 minutes the ACU on their island away from home does start feeling sniperable. That might be the reason. Going up against Aeon, you might be concerned about Mercies, but you're also quite close to the water if you do need to run away. So at the moment, Horse has got the right hand side islands, Aesthetic has the left hand side islands, and all of those looking fairly even. Aesthetic has a slightly higher mass income. Just claimed more of the mexes yet, so I expect Horse to catch up very quickly. We do have a T2 mex going upgraded for Aesthetic, which is nice to see. We should see naval yards coming down soon-ish, but maybe not too soon. The airplay here is definitely of the more important variety. Got the but the so bombers are doing some nice work from Horse. I do like it. The interceptors are coming out from Aesthetic to try and sort something out, but Horse's occupation of his island is definitely slower than Aesthetic, and I'm feeling that is going to hurt him in the long run. This harass is nice, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Maybe it will be enough, because he's got the land factory, so no matter what happens, he can just build more engineers. And he's not going to be able to kill the land factory with these bombers, I can't think. But to be improved by many times before. Sky Slammer. With the interceptors, they'll sort out. So yeah, engineers will come out here, and then he'll sort the rest out. He's really got the mixes up, so I really don't. I'm not sure how effective this harass is. All harass is important just because it takes effort away from your enemy's micro ability and focus, but I feel like it's coming at the cost of Horse acquiring his side of the island, although it definitely makes for a more entertaining game to watch. So thank you, Mr. Horse. Got more engineers coming down. Still no inklings of a naval yard yet, both going heavy air. There's a naval yard, I found it. How about, yeah, over here too. These guys are playing the meta I haven't seen before. I expect the naval yard to come over here, like around your beach, instead of on this little offset island that represents, that looks like New Zealand in my brain. It looks a bit like New Zealand, and this is a superior Australia, and that's a lesser New Zealand, and all these other places, the rest of the world, they aren't very important. Everyone's important. Okay, so yeah, we've got the. I don't know how I feel about this. It doesn't seem like he's going to get anything useful done here. He's trying to harass, so he's definitely playing by the right playbook. But there is something in the execution. He's not committing to it deep enough or soon enough. Or if you send engineers first instead of the bombers, or together. So it's getting the scout running through, so that's great. Okay, let's see what your opponent is up to. But yeah, Aesthetic is really putting the lead in the mass income now. So I'm not sure how Horse is going to cope with the situation, because if he doesn't manage to do something about that economic lead Aesthetic is now possessing, he's going to be in big trouble. What's this drop? This is RT, so where are you going to go? There's interceptors in the front here, which are definitely going to be a problem. That will be cleared up before this transfer is going to go through. But what's the target? Well, I feel that he's not going to get much. But what's happening? The interceptors are coming in. The interceptors are coming in to help. But will they be in time? I don't think they will. That's a shame. That's a shame indeed. Okay, so our T2 mix is coming down for Horse. Yes, they are. That's definitely going to help him come to the lead. And it's always a little bit deceptive because an upgraded mass extractor has a delta of 9, so of -2. -2 to 9, right? Because it's -7 and +2. So if you upgrade it, you go from +2 to -7, so it's a delta of 9. So it's always a little bit deceptive if a mass extractor is upgraded and what it does to actual mass income. Scripter over there. Okay, so, but either which way, Horse still far behind. His harass just hasn't been going to plan. Aesthetic has acquired both of his islands almost exclusively, all of them except this little mix over here. Horse is still a little bit behind. He's got the interceptors. He's got some engineers coming down, but and he's got the bombers. It's still doing work. I do like it. I like the intent. It's just not quite working to plan. Some more naval yards coming down, some frigates coming out, some frigates already out over here. T2 Navy is really useful on this map because destroyers can clean out these islands like no one's business. If you can get to the destroyers over here, it's really good, but I'm not recommending that as an option for horse at this particular moment. I think he just needs to eco and hope a disaster doesn't happen. Hey, and the eco is comparable, but I think that was just because Aesthetic was power storing. It's got a nice mass reserve. Aesthetic does 2, horse does 2. So yeah, some harass coming down from the frigates, hoping to try and equalize the situation a bit. Hopefully you kill the mass extractors. The second frigate gets all the credit. The first frigate comes in, does all the hard work, but gets no credit whatsoever. Okay, got 1 killed credit. This one gets more. So what's happening now? Yeah, T2A coming out. So that's Aesthetic's move. He's gonna, yeah, gonna do some trouble with some T2 gunships, which is fine. He needs some more interceptors to clear out Horse's interceptors, but I imagine they are forthcoming. He probably has enough now, or he will soon have enough. He's got a lot of air factories. So not really prioritizing Navy at all. Air obviously more mobile than Navy. Navy generally being more durable. So Horse is ecoing pretty hard. He's trying to get back into the game. I wouldn't say he was never not in the game, but he was definitely behind, definitely clawing his way back in. Score-wise as well behind, but the mass income is the measure that really matters. So yeah, hopefully he's able to kill these interceptors without much loss, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. The interceptors are having a very bad day indeed. Is Horse going in for T2A? He is. He's got the T2 factory up. He's still with interceptors. That's fine. Doesn't quite have as many T1 air factories as Aesthetic does. So the gunships are coming up. His engineers are bravely landing here like they bravely did, and bravely died too for the cause. Always for the cause. Reclaiming their dead brethren, which is perhaps the only reasonable thing that can be doing. So that was good. T2 Navy coming down. So yeah, Horse is going to have to respond to that, because if he lets Aesthetic clear out his islands, I don't fancy his chances much at all. I say that, but look, Horse has the eco lead at the moment, so let's see if he can maintain that. There's a lot of nasty air out for Aesthetic, but Horse has a lot of interceptors too, so these gunships might not go the way Aesthetic is thinking that they might do. They'll definitely clear out a few mexes here. His engineers could build more useful things. Maybe more land factories just to enable the rebuilding process. So he's found all the interceptors. So this is a great position for Horse. He's got his interceptors right behind his opponents, and that's going to give him a huge advantage. Air micro in this game is always a little bit tricky. But there they go in. It's hard to tell who's winning from here, but my money's on red. My money's on Horse. You can do it, Horse. Ooh, that's a little bit disorientating. But gotta get the good fight angles. So Horse is... no, he's not clearing this up. Or is he? It's pretty even. I think Horse has it. Blue is turning tail, more gunships coming in, there's more aircraft to feed in here. I would like these engineers to start building land factories and T1 mobile AA. I think they'll go a long way. We've got naval bombers coming in, which are for what? For the land factory? But they didn't want to come into interceptors because that's not very useful at all. So this is a large T1, large air T1 battle. So everyone's going to be focused on the interceptors. Now the engineers are coming to move. Don't want to lose all your build capacity on the island. That's really not what you want. Interceptors are clearing up the gunships, so that's great. I really would rather see these guys producing some T1 mobile air. It makes so much help. But yeah, lots of wrecks. This game is so much about wrecks. You want the wrecks, they help win games. So yeah, Horse managed to clear that up. The eco is actually much even. This game is turning out to be much more even than I thought it initially would go, but there is a destroyer out for Aesthetic, and I would be very, very concerned and worried about that if I was Horse. Does he have a T2 Navy factory upgrading? That's all T1. This is T1. That's T1. I really think he needs some T1 Navy. There are also some Wagners coming down here, which are definitely going to cause a problem. If they can sneak through undetected and land on something expensive to blow up, that will be a big disaster. So lots of wrecks down here for Horse. You can easily start reclaiming them. And yeah, some of the gunships are about 200 mass. This is a lot of reclaim that he definitely wants to get hold of. Presumably, he's in a situation where he would like some reclaim. I like the way he's got frigates are scattered around the map, just, you know, chilling, getting some map vision, seeing what's going on. So these torp bombers are for the frigates. It's an odd choice, but I don't have good feelings about torp bombers. I just generally feel that they trade very inefficiently. But yeah, the last game, Mountain and against Jag the Planets, we saw very many torpedo bombers. Used to good effect, and maybe here too, but there are easier ways to clear frigates. Hey, gunships from Horse now, so that's great to see against some harass, killing things. So yeah, Aesthetic looks like he's power stalling, or at least I hope he is. He shouldn't be power stalling this badly, it really hurts your income. So he's building something expensive. Is he going T3? No, he's just spamming gunships as quickly as he can, and now he is mass stalling. So these gunships have lost air cover, so it's coming to them in the form of air scouts and 3 interceptors, which is not generally the kind of air cover that you're expecting when you're interceptor scouts. Don't really do that job particularly well. Torp bombers from both sides, just trying to help out a little bit. I guess it's the problem is that it's not really a problem, but this is you can't let your opponent get away with that. That's just it's free intel. It's exactly what you're doing. No. Intelligence should not be that cheap. I love this. The frigates need to kill the engineers. They're much more betterer. English is so good and easy sometimes. Much more efficient if they're killing the engineers instead of the Tier 1 naval factory. At least I think it's a Tier 1 naval factory. Yes, it is. It's not great. But, yeah. Tobias bombs coming through. Yeah, no, I think I was saying, I think it's just that they've got such a large air infrastructure that to support the naval infrastructure, they really need to leverage their air infrastructure in order to do that. And Knuckles really has surprisingly large air dominance at the moment, so he should be able to clear out this naval situation easily with the torp bombers. But that being said, just a flak tower here would help so much against this air fight. A flak tower here would too, if Horse is brave enough to go there, but he's cleaning up these T2 gunships like it's nobody's business. Horse definitely had a rocky start to this game, he definitely did, but my goodness, is he coming back in spades. He needs to take out this naval headquarters. Is this a... yeah. Take out the naval headquarters, disable this, and you're in a great position. Interceptors are going headlong into each other, this is great. I really want Horse to focus the headquarters, or at least the engineers, and they can just get the frigates in there. You can take this out. I believe in you. You don't need to win this. No, you don't want to fly the torpedo bombs into the enemy air. That's the opposite of what you want to be doing. Oh jeez, these torpedo bombers were forfeit, I think, in this situation. I don't think they're going to get away, and I think they would have better died trying to take out the naval factory. I love this drop. This is what I love to see. Good harass, comes down, just really upsetting the whole situation. And Aesthetic did have T1AA here all around, but Horse cleared it up with his T2 gunship, so that was great to see. The Wagners are coming in now, that's alarming. Does Horse have anything to sort out? He doesn't have his command. Does he have energy storage? He doesn't. He needs energy storage so he can overcharge his Wagners. He should have energy storage at this stage in the game. Very cheap to get, just an oversight, but he needs it, or he might need it soon. Although there are only 4 Wagners, so it's questionable how much they're going to do, but you want to stop the upgrade. This is the only combat unit you have in here to sort the situation out, so you'll have to see how that goes. A lot's going on at this moment. These frigates here, so nice. They've been doing some good work. This naval factory is not along this world. This is so critical, because then this completely denies this naval factory, but Aesthetic responded in time to listen to their headquarters, so that was good. Preparation for his instruction of what was going to happen over there, but yeah. So Horse is probably power stalling now. Tactical missile, huh? That's cheeky. Oh goodness. So just walk a little bit more around here, and you can clear up all the P-gens. Oh, this is so hard to see. Horse is power stalling badly here. Just, there's nothing I like about this situation. These Wagners have just proved their weight in absolute murder. These are the MVPs of the game. I don't care what else happens. These Wagners just did their work. If they were marketed a little bit better, could definitely have taken out this one at least and the other one. It didn't have to be in range of his ACU. And wrecking his power grid like this is such a problem. So that's definitely bringing Aesthetic back into the game if he was ever out of the game. And we have got Zuri's spam. I was just mousing over the unit for the name. I thought it was Zuri's. But then the engineer is Issel. No one ever calls it to an engineer Issel, but there it is. A little confusion as to what the things are called. So harboring a nice tier 1 naval bomber force over here for Horse. So with these frigates, clear out the cruiser. Actually, he can clear this all out. He's enough to focus fire the destroyer, get the cruiser, wreck the engineers. Oh, he's in such a good position here. You always want frigates. Like, until you have about 10 or 12 destroyers, you still want your frigates. They trade efficiently in the close fighter and they can get a lot of work done. Yeah, so gunships coming from Aesthetic to clear out the Zuis, that's fine, that's nice to see. We've got the interceptors coming up, that's fine to see. Horse, is he still a power staller? No, he's got his power grids back up and running. He probably had to slow down his air build. But he's got a nice mass bank, so he can definitely start building expensive things. Wow, this is really turning into a game. Horse does have a large economic lead, I'd say, at this point. The scores are very close, but he's wrecking Aesthetic's naval production. Hasn't quite got the factory down yet, but I don't think it's going to last much longer. There it's gone, and now it's going to start building its naval again. This destroyer is going to be built anytime soon. The Zoos are coming through. Cruisers do great work. They can just sell out range and take out mixes. And if the interceptors are foolish enough to accidentally fly over the flak of the cruiser, it's just winning at VAF. Some nice work from the torpedo bombers, taking on the frigates. Standing still because you can't dodge torpedoes anyways. That's how was concluded. So what does this Aesthetic do now? He needs to get his navy back up and running. That's what his priority needs to be. He's doubling down on his Wagners. He said he might double the amount, but they're not going to get through. All the torpedo bombs are going to take a lot of damage. They're not going to get the... Horse isn't going to let these guys do the same damage as they did before. He's got T1 PDs up now, so... And with the top bombers, these dudes, those Wagners aren't going to do much at all. We do have a lot of gunships coming through. This isn't a long note of gunships. They need to be covered by interceptors, so I don't like that at all. They need to not go in naked. But otherwise, these gunships could have taken up a complete power grid of Horse. But not like they currently are. Or what are these interceptors doing? You're completely missing up your opportunity. So where are those interceptors? I don't like any of this. Oh, those interceptors should have cleared out the gunships much sooner. And Aesthetic's interceptors need to be supporting them. They're going to get good work done, but what this could have been... This isn't going to be the knockout blow it could have been. With both air cover, he could have easily taken out more of those P-Giants, and that would have landed Horse in a bad situation, but as it currently is, he's not even power stalled. Oh jeez, that was a missed opportunity if there ever was one. But yeah, Aesthetic has his navy back up and running. The Zuri's going to probably want frigates to clear those out. Some of the destroyers will help too. The submarines will help against the things that aren't floating. But these Zuri's are going to be a problem. Need some gunships here, son. We need something here. Because now it's Horse's turn to take out the important expensive things of Aesthetic. And it looks like they're going to. The commander should help the shooting. The cruiser's going to go down too, which, or if he focuses the cruiser, it's going to go down, but it might survive. That cruiser will definitely help the Zuis. Got the gunship out, but this is going to cause such disruption. The T2 air factory is down, so that's really going to put a pause on what Aesthetic can do, and horse is spiraling into the lead economy wise. Just having a sip of my coffee. We have a someone's had enough. Someone has just had enough of this aircraft business. But he is sending his commander in, which has the tactical missile upgrade, right? And I guess that's why he really wants the anti-air there, just in case something terribly happens. So this commander is probably going to do a killing blow, because you wouldn't expect it. So he'll have to TML all of these PGens, and that'll be the killing blow that he needs. The Zeus will get some of them more, I think. Oh, this has just been an absolute wreck of poor aesthetic space. He had such a good start. I really thought he was in control of the game at the start, but Horse came back in good and strong fashion. He might not even need a TML to take out his PGens. It's using it all on their own. If only the PGens could quickly get some veterans now, that would be helpful. Doesn't work like that. If he focuses them, they will get through. So okay, so the missile is launched. What's the target going to be? Oh, it's going to be the naval factory. That's going to be so annoying. Yeah, but okay, but now Aesthetic has no power grid. He's mass stalled completely. He's even overflowing mass. The cruiser must have intercepted the missile, but this is done. I'm going to say it, there is no way Aesthetic will come back from this. There's absolutely no way. Horse should not allow that to be a thing that can happen. And he can continue harassing. I can't believe he's still alive, Mr. Zuri. Wow. Wow. So, yeah, I think this game is done. I think both players here played really well. I really liked the harassment that Horse was doing in the early game. I don't think it paid off. The intent was there. Maybe it forced his opponent back on the back foot a bit, but I think especially in the first few minutes, Aesthetic was definitely in the lead, acquiring more economy on the islands, and was able to parry Horse's blows fairly effectively. I think there are a few missed opportunities with the interceptors on the map. Especially Horse, I really like the Wagner strike down here, getting on the pigeons. That was so effective. And had Aesthetic escorted his gunships more effectively, or just sent fewer gunships sooner, that could have also cascaded the power stall that Horse was experiencing from the Wagners. But as it were, those gunships that were sent later just didn't actually do any damage. They didn't even power stall him. But they could have done. That could have been a killing blow. But it wasn't to be. So now I've got the Zuris coming in a line, causing some trouble and some shenanigans. I really liked the TML from the commander here. I thought that was a really sensible move to have done, even though it wasn't needed. It took on the naval factory, but at this point, Horse has won. And we're basically just watching now to see in what manner is Aesthetic going to choose to die. So far he's just standing here, surveying the domain that was his kingdom, the wreckage that lies before him, the lamentations and cries of his people are all burdened on his spiky shoulders. The massive structure is still working, but that's about it. There is nothing left, and he is just standing there in despair. In despair. Whoop. So yeah, Zuris are just causing trouble absolutely everywhere, wrecking whatever is left from Aesthetic, and apparently leaving him to witness the death of his entire faction. As if Horse was toying with him at this point. I don't think he is. A bit surprised Aesthetic hasn't just called it at this point. Oh dang, 1 unit cap. Yeah, well that's what happens when you bought so much Zuris. Oh. Commander not bothering to move and just accept his fate, and he does, and that's the game. Okay, I already talked about what I liked about this game, what I didn't like. I liked the game, and I liked both players, and I liked the map, and I liked most things about this game. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, bye.